All right, D, thanks for joining us.
Right here.
Oh, do you want to put that down a little bit? Is that good?
Yeah, there we go. All right, all set.
All right, Diana, first up is going to be Michelle Vogel with ESPN, followed by Paul Richardson. Michelle?
Yeah, thank you. Diana, I guess, can you just talk to us about, when you're an older player, what the things you need to do going into a season, and obviously the way you've had to sort of take care of your body over the years. How do you feel now? And how much did you, just last season, how good it was for you personally, how much does that help going into this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's what my off season looks like has changed, pretty drastically in the last 5 years, where it was always just in basketball shape because I was always playing basketball, whether it was here, whether it was in Russia, Olympic team. It was just, this continual cycle of playing basketball, which, was great on one end where you're always in basketball shape and, you're always ready to go. And then, the flip side is the grind, mentally, physically, always have to be game ready. So that's changed for me in the last 2-3 years. And now, it's turned more into a Monday through Sunday, and every single day is, working towards, training camp and then towards the opener. So it's an everyday thing for me. It's literally like drinking water. I have to do certain things every single day to be ready to go on the court. And that stays true to till today. There's a certain regiment that I go through every single day. A lot of miles, a lot of years playing, and it's the maintenance stuff that's so important at this point.
And was last year, obviously, I know you wanted the Mercury to go further, but you had a very solid season and it got better as the season went along. How did you feel about that, and how does that propel you into this year?
Yeah, I think that was one of the things about the bubble that was so interesting is, it was a sprint, and, not playing for, about a year and a half. It took me a good, month to get back into basketball shape. And then, the last month of the season, I really felt, individually, I finally got back to, feeling really good on the court, really confident. As a team, we started playing really well. So, there was some positives that I took from it, and that we took from it collectively. And, hopefully this year where, the season's a little bit longer, it's a little bit more of a normal schedule that, we can continue to build, weekly and monthly.
Next up is Paul Richardson with the Sports Cave, followed by Kim Doss.
Hey, Diane, how you doing today?
How are you?
So I got a two-part for you. One, you are known as the GOAT. And your peers say it, predecessors say it, the youngsters say it. First question is, how does that make you feel when you hear that said? It's not just once, it's said, it's known. So how does that make you feel? And then part two, how excited are you to play with this team with all the additions?
I mean, whenever you get mentioned in that breath by your peers, I think that means more than anything. And I just think that comes from being consistent, trying to get better every year. And even at this point, year 17, I feel like there's still room for growth in a lot of areas in my game and a lot of things that I want to do, especially on this team. When you look at our roster, like you said, having BG back, having Skylar have a full offseason and a full training camp, bringing in Kia Nurse, Lon, Sophie, and Breezy coming back for their third year. I feel like there's just a lot of positives coming in. Megan Walker and Shea Petty after the summer she had with us last year. You just see all these things and all these pieces, and if we can get on the same track and working towards the same goal, I think we can do some special things this summer. But that's just all nonsense if we don't come in and put the work every day.
Next, we go to Kim Doss with her hoop stats, followed by Gina Mizell.
Hi, Diana. The last few years, mental health in sports has been talked about more, and I know we all have day-to-day challenges, but female athletes get that social media thing on top of it. We saw that again with BG this week. How do you both personally deal with it, and how do you advise or support a teammate who seems to get a disproportionate amount of it?
Yeah, social media has its positives, obviously it has its negatives. I don't really live in that world, so I can really care less what people have to say. Um, you know, and when it comes to BG, she's been battling that her whole life, and she's handled it in such a great way. And you sometimes you just can't care. You can't care so much in what a stranger has to say. That's how I approach things. I really only care about what my family says about me, my teammates, my close friends. Like if you start worrying about what everyone has to say about you, then you're going to be living a very hard life. And I just never lived in that realm, and I can care less.
Next up is Gina Mizell with Mercury.com, followed by Maggie Hendricks.
Hey, Diana, you just mentioned Kia Nurse as a key addition for you guys. Everyone that we've talked to so far has said how seamlessly she's fit in both on the floor and off the floor. Can you just give me an example or your best Kia Nurse story so far from camp that maybe kind of demonstrates that?
She's just great. She's a great teammate. Since day one, all she's done is work hard and just been in the gym every single day. First day of training camp, she picked everything up, within minutes. Offensively, what we run is pretty intricate, and she picked it up with no problem. And, she's going to have a great year for us. We know that. She knows that. And she's going to be a big part of what we do. I think she showed in her career what caliber of player she is. I think she's disappointed with the summer she had last year. And I think she's just ready to have an amazing year in so many different ways for our team.
Next up is Maggie Hendricks with Bally Sports, and then Tressa Tudrick.
Hi, Diana. I'm wondering what you think having Brittney Griner back for a full season, how she is going to elevate your team this year.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question that we're a better team when she's here, and we've proven that by winning a championship, in 2014 and making playoff runs. I just think when you look around our team this year, we just have to become a more balanced team. I think that's the one thing that when I look at our roster, if we could become a more balanced team offensively and defensively, then we have a much better chance of getting to where we want to go. And we all know what BG can do. And when she comes here focused and ready to go, she's the most unstoppable force in our game. Yesterday was her first practice. She looks amazing off her Russian season. She looks strong and fit. And it's up to BG what she wants to do. When she's on her game, she makes us one of the best teams, in the league.
We have time for two more questions. Next is Tressa Tudrick with AZ Family, and then Ann Meyers Drysdale.
Hey, Diana, good morning. Thanks for your time.
Morning.
Two-part question. My first one is, as you're heading into year 17, do you still feel that same type of excitement that you felt early on in your career, whether it was your first season or second? And then the second part is, how has training been in San Antonio getting ready for the Olympics?
Yeah, these media days and training camps, they're always fun because it's always a different cast of players and coaches. I think every team at this point has this hope that, this year for them will be special, and it's no different for us. I still come into every training camp feeling like a rookie. Every training, I want to prove myself. Every practice, I want to prove myself. I want to make sure that everyone knows that I'm here, and I'm as committed as ever. So that, hasn't changed for me. And if anything, it's heightened knowing how, you don't get to play this game forever. And, second part, training in San Antonio was a bit tricky. We didn't have any of our coaches there. Don was with South Carolina, and Jen and Dan Hughes did a great job of taking the reins. But, we had a limited roster. So, it was tricky. I don't think we necessarily got as many things done as we wanted. So, we'll just have to really focus on, those couple of weeks of preparation that we have before going to Tokyo, hopefully.
Final question is Ann Meyers Drysdale.
Good morning, Dee.
Hey, Annie, how are you?
I'm great. And yourself?
Good.
Good. Hey, I want to ask, as far as this, when you came in, the league was 7 years old. Now you're in your 17th season. What have you seen change with not only the league, but the players that have come in? Because when you came in, the league was still pretty new, and players had come in from the ABL and players had come in from Europe. But now it's mostly college kids that are very, very talented. But the changes that you've seen through these 17 years.
Yeah. It's been a lot of ups, some downs. I've seen, when I got to the league, I feel like in 04, the popularity of the league, the buzz around the league was at one of the all-time highs. And then for a while there, I don't know what happened. It got lost in the shuffle of all the sports in America, and we kind of got left to the side. And I think in recent years, you just see the respect level of what we do and how hard it is, and how dedicated all these women are to playing this league. It's not easy. It's not easy coming to work every single day after you've played a whole season in Europe or in Asia, and then you come here and you have to do it all over again. I think people right now are just starting to realize how hard that is, and the commitment we've put into this league. And you just see this momentum right now with the younger players, obviously the older generation, and it's fun, and it's nice to see that it's starting to pay off in certain areas of the world.
Appreciate the time, Diana. Thanks for joining.
Jeff, no question?